leader of his team, once unstoppable, one of the best players in the world, the winner of BWC Korea, winning a ton of Protoss versus Protosses. This guy was once the god of macro PBTs, the best 3-3 Protoss versus Terran Protoss player out there. He was the best at executing Forge builds, and people were saying that this guy was going to be the next big thing. He was for a while, but he has really fallen off.
That he has. A lot of other Protosses really coming into the spotlight. He kind of faded away and went to the dark side, as we were saying a bit. This guy, I'm really hoping that he comes back into form, because if he does, he can pull Prime into actually being a very strong team this year.
Now, Bbyong, man, when he's on fire, he's on fire. His ratio versus Protoss there, 14 and 13, is also indicative of a lot of older Pro League seasons, like the 12-13 season. But last season, he was looking incredible in the matchup, taking out Protoss, or taking out, Protosses left and right, especially on Outboxer, like we said. Now going to another two-player map in Overgrowth. He is good at the SCV pull style. He's good at, actually macroing off of 3-base. So let's see how much pressure he can get done on Creator here. He's definitely the favorite, as we saw even in our caster predictions earlier.
Yep. Sky High looked good against the Protoss he played. I think Bbyong will look good against the Protoss he plays today as well.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into what could be the last match of this first matchup today.
Up here in the top right, in the red, the Protoss player for Prime, it is Creator.
Cute Carbot drawing right there. I always love those. And over here in the blue, the bottom left, once the anchor of his team, that Outboxer Slayer, it is Bbyong. Known for his often mech play in the matchup. Bbyong versus Classic, one of the matchups where we saw Classic misread, misscout what Bbyong was doing, and then find out it was mech at the last second. And I don't think I've ever seen Classic look sadder than on that match. I think that was in the playoffs of round 4.
I believe so, yeah. In one of those days, because they were best of 3 playoffs, you remember. It was a crazy build. Bbyong surprised a lot of people. Classic didn't look quite that good that day.
Well, let's just wait and see what Bbyong's got planned here. Like I said before, we do oftentimes see him just put on some pressure and ramp up into that lazy boy pull. And this is a build that we've seen a lot of players like Innovation and Flash have great success with. And it's a build that we see a lot on this map because it's really easy to execute here. The rush distance is not very far. The third base is hard to hold because if you force field, use all your energy at the third base, then sometimes the Terran could just swap around and hit you at your natural. So you've got to cover a lot of area to defend, a lot of different ramps. So,
yeah. Taking a look at our second floor seating here, actually, I believe.
Yep.
It's new seating at the Nexon Arena. We're actually improving this day by day, week by week. We always come into the studio and see something new, and we're like, whoa, this is pretty crazy. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, things are really ramping up here for Pro League, by the way, guys. So, continue to show your support. And I get tweets about this all the time. I see posts about this on the internet. How do I support Pro League? Number 1 is watch. Number 2 is tell your friends to watch. Those are like the top 2 things you can do. Where do I buy things, and how do I buy things, and what should I buy? No, just watch it. Tell your friends. You can buy things if you want. Well, those are like number 1 and number 2. Watch it. Tell your friends to watch it.
Yeah. Getting the viewers, that's what the companies want to see, to just improving everything down here for all the tournaments at SPL2015, as well as other companies. But so far, looking at the builds for both players, we just do see expands pretty fast. Do see a Reaper expand for the Terran, as well as a Gateway expand for the Protoss.
Yeah. You could see that Creator was actually very attentive to the exact direction the SCV left, just to make sure it wasn't going to come back for any sort of second scout or anything like that, meaning that most likely a Reaper would be coming in. And there goes that Reaper right next to his pylon. You could see it. Reaper actually takes a moment to shoot that pylon, which does give Creator an extra second to react and position his mothership core accordingly. Can see all the pylons this way. Isn't worried about any proxies. And against Crater, you're not usually worried about this sort of thing. But already back at home, we have a bit of a change from what we've been seeing earlier today. It's a faster factory. And we'll see how he wants to use that exactly, what sort of drop we might see, or if he wants to do that Hellion build we've already seen before several times this season. The 2 Hellion follow-up with the reactor gives you a lot of scouting information usually. Sometimes if you get lucky, you can get damage done with it. If the Protoss reacts wrong or is out-pressuring on the map, doesn't have his units at home. Let's see how he wants to use this one. Yep, it looks like we're going to see those Hellions.
Yep, immediately switching with that reactor. Get out a bunch of Marines first to protect your fronts, and the Hellions begin to come out immediately. A tech lab being put onto that barracks. Whereas back here at the basic creator, he is just going for robotics safe off of 1 gate. Gonna try to get out that tech first, the Colossi, very fast.
He might go, you know, for some sort of crazy immortal push. Let's not rule that out until we see the first unit he builds. It's not very creator-like. Okay, there's the Observer. Now, this is what you would expect to see from Creator. Observer out, soon to be a Forge and a Bay. Get the Forge upgrades up early, get those Colossi out to hold your third. Here comes that Reaper Hellion Scout. The Reaper going to try to go into the main base while the Hellions try to run by it in that. Distracting the Stalker, so the Reaper can jump in. The Reaper is in the main. And he will be able to confirm that robotics.
Yep. Sees everything he could ever want to see. And the Hellions just back off in the middle. They can take some launch towers. They can, you know, hold against any probes that want to walk across the map.
He actually didn't see the Robo.
Oh, wow, he didn't?
Yeah, I just checked. He didn't see it, so...
And that could be a big problem, because on the production tab, we actually do have Immortals coming his way, as well as 2 gates being made. Uh-oh.
Yep, he's, you know, perhaps be operating off false assumptions. We may see a scan. If you don't see any tech at all, versus Creator, you might assume it's going to be just normal play. But a scan can always confirm things for you, confirm possible suspicions. And if he's on top of things, he will see this Observer. In fact, moving his Marines back right now, because he may have already seen it. That means there is a Robo, but this is going to be Creator doing that 1 in 100 all-ins. 1 in 100 1 out of 100 games doing an all-in.
Yeah, man, where's that hood? When's he going to pull it up?
Oh, back in the days, those black Prime jerseys looked so good. They were my favorite by far, man.
Yeah.
Okay, well, 4 more gates. Medevacs are already on the way here. Stim is going to be done, but bunkers are of the utmost importance. SCV pulls to repair those bunkers. Very important as well. There's the first pylon. There's a scan. Does reveal the gates, and that might just be enough. Immortals are hidden. Let's see how he reacts. Let's see if he puts those bunkers up.
He's going to need bunkers, man. This is one of the scariest things that Protoss can do to you, especially if you get a large amount of Immortals out. It's going to be a bit later, but he's going to have a ton of units. Already the drop is coming out, but it's seen by the Observer, and Creator just seems to want to move out.
Yeah. Well, let's see. These medevacs over here could cause a problem, but not if there's no bunkers there. It might end up being a base trade, sort of elimination race scenario. Okay, now he sees. Definitely going to keep saying those medevacs. They're too far out there. Probably want to make bunkers on the high ground. He needs to get a lot of damage done with these 2 sets of medevacs, because these are all units not at home defending. Pro pull here immediately for Creator. He knows this is a possible outcome. Knows it's a possible scenario here. SCV is all saved from the natural. A very smart choice. But combat shields are exposed here. So he's going to go for that right away. That's going to make defending this a lot tougher. And all those Marines that are in the drops back at home are not going to have those extra hit points to defend either once he returns home, should he decide to do that. All add-ons killed. And there's a Nexus Cannon.
Oh, man. This is going to be such an interesting game. Bbyong got some damage done, but Creator is on the production right now. He's taking out the starport. He can take out some barracks. You don't see a lot of army units back here for Bbyong. He's going to try to fight with all these SCVs, but awesome force fields coming down. Creator is backing up.
Yep. Those Widow Mines really important as well. Does not want to get those sentries killed. Here comes a boost of those medevacs actually coming back to catch some reinforcements at that pylon. Bbyong killing some Zealots for free here, but again, so much SCV damage being done, and Creator does have that reinforcement potential. He doesn't have a Nexus at home, or he doesn't have his main Nexus at home, but he's still got a lot of reinforcement potential. All of those sentries still alive. More reinforcements getting caught, though. He needs to be careful about this.
That he does. Another stim here. Should be able to take out those units as long as he does kite. Nicely done. Could actually take out that Mothership core. He does. Had a lot of energy there. Not quite able to use it. It's going to be a big bonus here for Bbyong.
All right, trying to fight these now. The Widowmine trying to get in there and burrow to do that extra damage. Will actually not get the shot off. Does burrow, but does not get the fire. And now he's going to have to play Ring Around the Rosie right now with these units because he can't fight this army straight up, but his buildings can fly. So what he can do is try to eliminate all the pylons, go back to Creator's base, shut down his production, kill off his Nexi. He is resuming mining, actually, at that third base location for just a little bit longer. And what we sometimes see in this scenario is just the attempt to mine enough resources to get a Cloak Banshee out. Let's see if he can end up doing that. There are on the map right now. There's just one observer. The robotics is still alive. Just giving you guys all the information that I can give you right now. Obviously, the Nexus is down. 29 probes left on the map.
Yep. Pretty dire situation for Bbyong right now. We do see the probes being pulled off the line to defend this, but the entire army is also coming back.
Yep,
and this is all that Bbyong's got. This is all that Bbyong's got right now.
Kills a lot of probes. He's going to have to try to kill these Stalkers and lift up and leave. Okay, does escape for now. Not a whole lot of anti-air here. Only 4 Stalkers on the map. There are 5 sentries too. Well, they can't kill Medivacs very easily. Ooh, losing another Marauder, and this one Stalker is denying mining. A great choice by Creator. Just leave a few units over here to make sure that there's no resurgence. There's no Lazarus effect coming on in this space, man. He wants him to stay down. Ooh, that was pretty cute, that Widowmine. Nope.
So he does resume mining in the main base.
Yeah.
With that hero Widowmine behind the refinery.
eBay? Is that what he's making over there on eBay? No, barracks. Okay. He lost basically all of his production. He's really fighting for this one. But in order to win this game, he's going to have to secretly mine, secretly get production back up. He knows Creator's mining is pretty terrible right now, and if he can catch any isolated units, it's going to be a big victory. All Creator has to do, technically, is shut down the mining and make and have enough resources to make flying units that can kill floating buildings, and he will secure the win. Easier said than done, but he's doing a great job of it so far, coming over to deny mining at the natural. And that third base, well, it's the natural relocated to the bottom right. That base is mining, but only barely, so it's not something Creator has to immediately worry about. With all the sentries he's got on the map, he should be able to scout and find that.
Yeah. Really nice job by Creator as well to just leave some units behind. He knows that Bbyong's ways to get back into the game is just try to drop while his units are outside of his base. So just splitting it up. He knows he's got enough units. And Bbyong right now, he's flying towards this army, but I don't think that's enough Marines. I think it's just 8 Marines in those medevacs. No, he's only got 5, but he's going to try to go for it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. This is something that Creator, he splits his units up, and this is the one weakness of this is, okay, your army is smaller, but it's still so big that it doesn't matter. Smaller, not small enough. Trying to pick off these depots, which becomes important too. Once you finally get your mining back up, then you can't actually build anything if you don't have enough depots. Whereas you guys could see Creator is at 90 pylons worth of supply. So you can actually continue to create units constantly. Going to lose up one of these pylons here. His maneuverability is not as strong as Bbyong's, but that's going to change as his mining is still on one fully saturated base. Going to be plenty enough. Going to kill all of these SCVs. And Bbyong just really doesn't want to type out because his team was, on the verge of a 3-0 victory, and now they're going to go to the ace match if he's not able to pull off something miraculous here. Yeah,
this is miracle status at this moment. He's trying to find a base to mine at, but like you were saying before, he can't float his buildings forever.
Yeah, all Creator has to do is get enough money to make this Stargate and make one Phoenix or a Voyager or whatever he wants, whatever he feels is the safest option, to make sure that he cannot be stalemated by Bbyong. And I'm going to kill this Widowmine even very carefully, bringing this time an observer. The base of the bottom right is spotted. GG. You can't do this forever. Creator, he does it. Look at that face.
This guy.
1 in a million all in.
He's proved us all wrong today. We all voted for Bbyong, but this guy on the momentum of terror is able to pull Prime into an ace match.
Getting feisty on the camera as well. I would have never imagined this scenario. We're going to an ace match today, especially with Creator and Terror being the 2 players to take the wins. What a crazy series. This is getting pretty exciting, and I know Prime fans everywhere are losing it right now.
Yep, if you don't give up, nothing's impossible. It's the Prime motto, and they used it today.
Who do you think they're going to send for the ace player?
Oh, man, I don't know. Yoda, he seems like the most skilled choice. He did lose